ever considered how normal you are? Have you ever tried to figure out if you're a fully functional, healthy human being or if you're dysfunctional? It was hilarious. I looked it up online. Am I dysfunctional? Because that's my question for you today. And that's the title of our episode. And it said that dysfunction is a deviation from the norm. In other words, if you're normal, you're not dysfunctional. And the farther away from normal you are, the more dysfunctional you are. I found that to be a pretty interesting definition. The other thing it said is if you're a rude and inconsiderate person, you probably have a certain level of dysfunctionality. I thought that was fascinating too. So you can go look up that quiz, Am I Dysfunctional, and see what it tells you. All of us have some level of dysfunction. The way I think of it as is that we are less than optimal. So when we are at optimal, then we're fully functional. And anything less than optimal is dysfunction. In other words, if you struggle to be organized, you are dysfunctional in your organization. If you struggle to be on time, you're definitely dysfunctional, and that is rude and inconsiderate to perpetually be late and make everybody else in the world wait for you. I will share this with you. I was going to the movies with a friend of mine for the 30th or 40th time in our adult lives, and this person was never on time once ever in her life for a movie. I can say that to you. So rather than wait, I went into the movie theater. This is about a 2-hour movie. An hour and 10 minutes in to this movie. I wish I was kidding. My friend actually came in with a manager and they walked around that theater looking for me. And you know what? They didn't find me and I didn't speak up. And at the end of the movie, when I went out there, my friend said to me, "So why didn't you wait for me?" Hmm, for real? And I told her, "I will never go to the movies with you again." And I kept my word. I never did. She was the most dysfunctional person when it came to timeliness I ever knew in my life. It was a nightmare. So that was a huge level of dysfunction in her world. I can't even address what it was. And oh, we were friends for over 50 years. So believe me, I dealt with this for decades. The question is, am I dysfunctional? It's not across the board, oh, I'm a completely dysfunctional human being. It is, in what areas am I dysfunctional? In what areas do I need to improve? How do I prioritize? Those kinds of questions. Okay, so you can call any of those a challenge question, whichever one fits you or matters to you the most. Go ahead, pick it up, take it on, and start addressing it. Okay, so we'll say your big issue is being on time. Time management, we'll use that terminology. So you're always late. You've been fired a couple times because you kept showing up late to your job and your boss just couldn't hack it. Well, so the key is if you believe it's going to take you 30 minutes, then you need to give yourself an hour. You need to allot yourself far more time than you believe, whether that's putting on your makeup or doing your hair, getting dressed, dealing with your family, whatever that is, give yourself twice as much time as you think. And so instead of pushing it or never getting out the door, at least you have this much time. If you're a person who's really slow in the morning, maybe you need to get a job in the afternoon. Really, I'm being so practical here with you, okay? Because if you can't get up in the morning and you just can't get it going, and you've done it and you've given yourself an hour and an hour and a half and you're still late to work every day, yeah, maybe you need a job where you go to work in the afternoon. This is a solution. It's a workable solution too. Say you have a real issue getting yourself to bed at night and that's why you can't get up in the morning. Well, that's a whole nother subject, but that still goes to time management. And so you've got to work out what that takes and what that means and what that looks like in your life. But the first thing is admitting that there really is a thing. I really am really dysfunctional with time management. I'm horribly dysfunctional with the organization of my home. Half the time, nobody has anything to wear, and I haven't gotten the right things that I need at the grocery store. So I'm sitting here making dinner, and 3 of the main 7 ingredients are missing. Yeah, I'm terrible with organization. Well, so probably you need to start writing lists. You can put them on your phone. You can do whatever you want, but you better have a list so that when you go to the store, you know every ingredient in that recipe and it's in your cart. And when you go to cook, it's already at the house. You need to set yourself a time schedule, whether that means Monday you wash the clothes, Tuesday you fold and hang up the clothes, or Monday you wash the clothes and Monday afternoon and evening your kids fold the clothes and hang them up. They put away the towels, they take care of their own stuff. So you might have three different baskets, so everybody has their own, and you have to handle this, and you can't freak out when you go to your kid's room and he's got his socks all crammed into one drawer and they're not put together. That's not your problem. When he does the whole mom, I don't have any socks that match, it's like, well, this is not my problem. That's your problem. I was organized enough to give you all your clothes in one basket. You have to handle that. Because what you're not really good at, your child's probably not going to be very good at. You have to learn and you have to help them learn in the process. Okay? If your whole house is a mess, like you are not organized at keeping it straight, you might actually have to set up a schedule. On Monday, I'm going to do the laundry. On Tuesday, I'm going to dust and sweep. On Wednesday, I'm going to clean out the refrigerator. I'm going to make sure that Thursday I mop the floor, even if it's a Swiffer that just goes across it, and run the vacuum cleaner. On Friday, I'm going to take care of bigger stuff like, once a month, take the upholstery off the couch and see what in the world all is in there, and clean up food and vacuum stuff off and get the dog's hair off of it. And yeah, you start to set up an organized schedule so that things which need to happen are happening. This is part of how you cure your dysfunction. But you have to acknowledge where that area of dysfunction is for you. If you are not a patient person, you're not going to like me, but I'm still going to tell you how you do this. In the grocery store, get a longer line and stand in it. Yeah, stand in it without complaining, stand in it without fuming. Say to yourself, this is about me learning something that I need, some patience. And yes, it's going to be an extra 5 minutes, and it's probably going to irritate me, and it's going to be obnoxious. But I really need to gain patience and set it up for yourself to have the opportunity to practice patience. Grace, kindness, that can be a little harder. If you tend to have kind of a sharp tongue and you just say whatever you think and whatever flies across your mind, I just talked to someone about this over the weekend. They said, whatever I think, it's going to come straight out my mouth. And I said, I understand that really well. When I was younger, I was exactly that kind of person. And it took a good bit of time and concerted effort for me to learn self control of my mouth. There's no question it's one of the harder ones. But at least if you're going to speak, watch your tone of voice and watch the words that you say. You do not have to call anyone a name. You do not have to be rude and insulting. You really genuinely don't. If you can't say anything nice, put your mouth together like this. Yes, that actually is an option. I promise. So, in what ways are you dysfunctional? And then choose one that's really a big one and take action steps to get better at that. Here's what that's going to do for you. One, it will improve your personal quality of life. It will, because the more optimally you function, the better you get along with others, and very frankly, the more you respect yourself. Then, recognize that as you are an example before your children of dealing with your own dysfunction, they know they have the possibility of dealing with their places that they're not functioning optimally. And also, they see evidence of change. It gives them hope. Well, if my mom can change, I can change too. If my dad can take action to change parts of himself that aren't as great as they might be, I can do that thing too. So you're being a really excellent model, an example in front of your children of what that looks like, how to handle some things in life that aren't as pleasant as they might be, and become more optimal in the manner in which you behave. That's an awesome thing. The other thing it does, of course, is it makes the movement between people a lot better, because usually dysfunction causes friction. If you doubt it, in your engine of your car, if those pistons are not moving smoothly, it can literally blow up your engine. Talk about the ultimate dysfunction, but it can also make it cough and misbehave. You want that thing running optimally and moving smoothly so that you can keep going forward in a predictable way. The very same thing is true interrelationally with people around you. When one of you is dysfunctional, it's going to rub or misfire and cause a lot of difficulty between people. Hence, tomorrow we're going to talk about, is my family dysfunctional? So get ready and join me for that one. I'll be really happy to have you with me. I hope that you have a great day today. Just hug your kids, love your family, try to laugh, enjoy the time that you have together. It's been so good being with you today on Paint a Beautiful Picture. You may find additional information on our paintabeautifulpicture.com website. Additionally, you may watch me on Rumble, and you may also listen to a podcast on Buzzsprout or Spreaker, all under the name Paint a Beautiful Picture. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. You may subscribe, and if you are interested in receiving notifications, please hit the notifications button.